Welcome to the Down and Back. We're diving deep into the stories that matter. Let's get this show on the road. All right, welcome back, everyone. We're here live at the event. We've got some great matches lined up for you. The energy here is electric. Yeah, the crowd is really into it. Absolutely, they love it. What a roll. Oh my God, incredible. Unbelievable. Yes, keep it going. Wow.
Yeah, you know what it is. Turn it up. Feel that cornhole blitz. If you came to slide or you came to smack, welcome to the Down and Back.
Nice spot, huh? Cheers to that. Cheers.
Corn dog in the house.
I can't believe he hit that. That was unbelievable. What a shot. Incredible. Welcome to ACL headquarters. Let me show you how it's done. Right, what a shot. Unbelievable from downtown. Up and drained it. Wow. That's how you take over a game. He needs to hit the airmail to stay alive. Come on, you got this. No mistakes now. Execute the play. Stay alive.
Welcome back to another the Down and Back Cornhole podcast. Corn Doug here, and I have another great interview lined up. Another bucket list guest, as I do tell him in the show. Guy who just made his comeback this past weekend up in Barrie at the at one of James Finley's events up there on Good Friday. And he didn't disappoint. We will talk to him about that. He even partnered up with his son. We talk about that. That would be none other than Mr. Chris Shier. He's a guy that I've always loved watching on the boards because he gets up there and he goes and he just puts the work in. There's no other extra fancy stuff. It's like when he's called, he's there. He's not any extra stuff in between rounds. It's just he comes, he does the work, comes on the live feed. I don't have to chase him. Live feed dream is what Mr. Chris Shier is. So having him on there to talk with that. This coming back to this format, I kind of like it. It's got everything going back for me again. It's just nothing wrong with it. I still love doing live stuff because the live stuff I get to interact with all of you on a more regular basis than what I get to because I don't get to go to everything. So there's that. And yeah, there's this upcoming week here. I might have a couple more recorded stuff I'm not going to be putting out. But I will be kind of recording some stuff this weekend or this week coming up for future endeavors. But it's going to be a fun week. Look for possibly coming out later on this week will be the full interview that I had with 104.5 More Country out in Strathmore. Hunter sent me that there, so I just got to do some editing because it's the raw interview. So putting some of that out later on this week. Also upcoming this week, if you're in my area, I'll be putting the link out for the social media stuff here. That will be the Woolwich Observer. I got to talk with newspapers. There was a newspaper out. Got to talk with them about cornhole in general, the stuff I'm doing with Wellesley Township, with getting the cornhole started going there. Talk with KW. Talk about KW. Talk about ACL Canada as a whole and how we're growing and just the amazing things that are happening there with tournaments just selling out like crazy. It's just like people put tournaments out and you hardly ever see people anymore putting like, hey, we need a couple more spots filled because everything's just getting filled up. So that's fantastic. We're going to be doing some more prep for St. John's, I cannot wait to get to St. John's. And then also next week, I'm not sure, have to see the Kitchener Rangers OHL team is throwing a little bit of a wrench in the stuff. I'm going to be on 570 News in Kitchener here in KW Tuesday, April 14th. As of right now, I'll put the time out a little later on, but you'll be able to watch. You'll be able to watch on Rogers TV, and also listen on they are on an app that goes worldwide. So you'll be able to listen on there if you are worldwide. So without further ado, enough of the rambling about me. What you got to do is you got to sit back enjoy this interview with Chris Shier because it's brought to you by Best Restaurant Around. If there isn't one in your area, you've gotta get one. Because everyone likes wings. It's the Winging It interview with Chris Shier.
Wingin' It has over 100 wing flavors to choose from and a great burger menu too. Open for dine-in and takeout from 19 locations. Download their app or order online at wingingit.ca.
And as I said, we have ACL Canada Pro Chris Shier with me. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing good today. How are you doing?
Not too bad. We're going to get into it a little bit later on, but you've had a little bit of a break from cornhole here.
Yep.
Had a little bit of surgery, and you're. And again, like I said, we're going to talk about it a little later. I think you're almost good to go.
I am getting close. Put it that way.
Yes. So, just kind of start things off. You are probably in one of the hotbeds of cornhole in Ontario. I got no idea what you guys do with the cartel there, but it's just
the water, Doug. It's the water.
you've got so many great players in your area.
We do. It's so frustrating. Every regional that we go to, it's like playing the provincial finals. It's crazy. It makes you improve fast. Put it that way.
Well, yeah, because the Cannington there, you got the Stewarts. They're okay players, right? And
They're fine.
Gage came from there. You got Nyans running the show. It's like you guys are. I almost look at you guys in Cannington as KW when cornhole first started up here in Ontario. Like you guys got a solid number of pros in your club.
Yes, yeah. We have a small club, but it's a very talented, heavy club.
And I find, you say small club, but I also find when I see you guys travel around and stuff, is that, and I think this may be a little bit more reflection on Nyan, you guys have a pretty tight-knit, good, fun community in your area.
Yeah, we do. We do. We don't travel in groups like we used to, but we all hang out together all the time. We cheer each other on all the time. Nyan, he's a big cheerleader for us when he's not playing around with Waterman, but he's a big cheerleader, and of course we all get behind each other. It's we have such a tight little group that we just want to cheer on each other. That's all.
Yeah, which I think that's great. And then also, there's another younger McMillan that's coming around too, which is gonna he's gonna make Mason Stewart look very old here very quickly because he's already got
Lincoln.
a title himself. Lincoln's got
Lincoln. He's a good little player. I let him down on Thursday night on our local. He got mad at me. We lost it in the bracket, so he was he expects to win all the time, and I'm like, maybe not tonight, but I let him down. He let me know it too, but it was funny though. He's a good player. He was throwing really good Thursday night.
So with Cannington out there, so I always love finding out from people, and I'm probably gonna guess you're gonna what your answer to this is gonna be, but I always like finding out how people got their start or how they found out about the cornhole league in their area.
So how did I find out? I really didn't know anything about cornhole. I actually was just flipping channels on TV one day, and I saw this person throwing these beanbags at a board, and they're calling it a sport, and I'm like, man, I think I can do that. So my buddy Justin and I, we talked about it, and I showed him videos of it, and then he looked it up and said, shoot, there's a Cannington Cornhole League, and that's how we got started. It was just basically by fluke when I was I thought the game looked interesting and fun, and we found out there's actually a league in Cannington, and that was like 5 minutes away from where I live. So I didn't know anything about it, but I knew a bunch of guys that are already in it, and nobody told me, so maybe they didn't want me in it.
Well, maybe they knew how good you were going to become.
Maybe. I doubt it though, but maybe.
Well, no. So then, which then leads to the pro spot, and you becoming pro, and we had talked before you became pro a couple times, and I've kind of
Yes.
I always thought that you had it because it was, you were always there at in every tournament that I did, you were always there, and I find that your nature is you're just such a humble guy, right? Like, like I've kind of talked about how good you are, and you're just when I find the boards is, and that's what I love about seeing you on a live feed court is you just do your job. Like, you don't worry about anything that's going on outside, or it doesn't seem to be, but you just kind of you're just at work. You're just throwing the bags and just being Mr. Consistency.
Yeah, I try to concentrate when I'm on the boards. Sometimes it's hard. I do like I honestly I like people cheering for me and against me because it gives me a little bit of drive, but I try not to let people know that I'm listening to them. So I worked on that my mental game part, and I don't really talk a whole lot on the boards. Like, people talk to me, I'll talk back. I don't have a problem talking. I usually don't talk too much, but afterwards, I like talking to people and just joking around, just like everybody else does.
Mm-hmm.
But I take it. I want to win, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
like, I want to have fun, but like, winning is fun.
Yeah.
And when I figured that I was actually good enough to compete with some of the better players in Ontario, that's when I started to think about doing the pro spot. And that's when I went to Drummondville to try out for the pro qualifier. And that's what basically got me started. I did really good. I had a really lucky weekend that weekend, and I just kept on going from there.
Okay, you say you had a really good weekend in Drummondville that first weekend. Did you not finish like third in the pro division as an
I
outside
finished.
qualifier? So
Yeah, I
what's
went
that
6-0
about?
in the qualifiers, and then I finished third in the pro singles.
Yeah.
It
So
was
was
uh, it was outstanding. I didn't even like. I get so involved in what I'm doing. I didn't even realize I finished third. I just remember Matt coming up to me and says, "All your games now are going to be on the live feed," and I go, "Oh, okay. We must be getting close to the end." And then when I lost, and it was oh shoot, I forget. I'm going to forget his name. But anyways, I was told you just finished third, and I was like, oh, you mean I had one more game to make it? I was disappointed, but I was so happy at the same time.
yeah, and I find it funny you talk about being focused on the boards. Is I went and I kind of messaged a couple of the pros before coming on here, and I said, give me a couple words about Chris, right? And almost everyone to a T was friendly and focused on the boards,
Yes.
right? Which I think is that's kind of what we all kind of want to strive to being, because I think you are probably one of the most popular pros when we do have our traveling circus going around and you're able to make it out because you are such a friendly guy and so easy to get along with.
No, that's good. I didn't really know that, but yeah, I try and be friendly. Like, what's the point of
No,
being mad and upset all the time? It's like I try and be friendly. I just remember the days when I struggled to play, and it was great having. Well, it was great having ones like Nine that helped me in the club, showed me different techniques of how to throw, and I just thought that was great because here's a person that didn't have to help me, and he was helping me, and it was like even Brandon Brown when I got a little bit better, and I played a few times against him. He would say, "You really should have done this in that situation," and I'm like, "Oh, okay," and you remember that. So I just want to pass that on. I just try and help everybody out, and if people have a question, I'm just going to answer it. And sometimes they don't like the answer, but
no,
you just go with it, and I just want to help people. So
exactly.
you have to be nice and polite.
Oh yeah, because I kind of just chuckled there when you said how you're kind of Nine to kind of give you a couple tips. Luckily, you haven't picked up on his style tips for on the boards yet because
Yeah, yeah.
although I love
That's
to see you come out
right.
in
I,
some
I
of
don't
those
I
suits.
don't have the wardrobe he does. Yes.
No, so okay, so we talked about you took that you took like what 9.5 weeks off because you did have the hip replacement surgery. So now you're,
Yes.
and as some of the other people called you, you're now the bionic man cornhole player.
Yeah, they're saying that I got them to put a device in there that made me aim better, but yeah, I took 9.5 weeks off, and I was up in Barrie on Friday with my son, and we played good, and I was quite happy. I was darn sore on Friday night when we were leaving, but woke up on the weekend, and I felt much better than what I was expecting. So I was quite happy. So I'm getting close. I'm going to be close.
So you like again, like I say, is that I'm trying to struggle with the words here, but you play like top notch, and then you're like, oh, I played okay. I mean, we played pretty good. You went 3-1 in rounders for doubles. Okay, so your first week back, you go 3-1 rounders for doubles, and just show just how good of how stacked that tournament was. That James had up in Barrie. 3-1 in rounders puts you in tier 2 doubles.
Tier 2 doubles. Yes. Yeah. Yeah,
Right?
it was funny because Dan and I, we were like, oh yeah, tier 1, baby. We're going, yeah. And then and then when the bracket comes out, we go, what? Tier 2? It was like, but then when you look back, you see the rest of the teams, you go, oh God, everybody. Yeah, it was so good. And then Dan and I, we didn't do very good in the bracket, put it that way. We came across a couple that got really, really good in their game, and they smoked us. But it was good. Like the talent that James gets there is just amazing. He does such a great job too. It's just
Oh yeah,
amazing. People
yeah,
people want to play there because he does such a good job.
exactly. Yeah. So taking that 9.5 weeks off, you had an 8.65 in doubles for your PPR. That's like a
Yes.
dream. That's like a dream tournament for me,
Okay.
right? Right. But like, you come back off that, then you go to singles, and you finish 7th in tier 1 singles,
Yes.
right? Which is again a stack field. I think he had like 16 or 20 of the ACL Canada pros there, and you pick up a 7th, and you threw a 9.16 in
Yes.
singles,
Yeah. Yeah. It's
right? So
amazing that only gets you seventh now.
well, yeah, I'll be way down on that one, but no, but still, it's like I've said that you're always one of my ones to watch because you are one of the top players in the game here in Canada right now. So it's a pleasure to watch you, and I'm so glad that you're back on the boards.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels good to be back. I like I missed it. Like I didn't think I would miss it, but yeah, you miss it when you're not playing. So it feels good. I'm not at the level of play where I need to be, but I'm going to be there. I'm going to give myself another month, and I'll be at my level again. At least that's my plan, anyways.
Well, and I think for you, you kind of talk about you take the time off and you come back and you're just right in step. Give you time and chance to brag because your son took some time off, and then he wins
Yes,
tier 2 singles
tier
up in
two.
Barrie.
Yes, yes. He. It was a pleasure watching him. We both. So after doubles, nobody knows this, but after doubles, we almost left. We are like, I'm sore. Dan's like, yeah, like he's not playing because he's in college. He was like, it's getting late. Why don't we just go home? And I said, look, I had a beverage. I was like, just let me finish this. We'll think about it. And I said, no, 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 no. We're going to stay. We've already entered. Brackets are all made up. The brackets are all full. And so we decided to stay. So Dan, he goes and he wins his first game. And he comes back. He goes, I'm taking this puppy down. I'm winning. Because he won. I don't know who he played. He won 21-4. And he's going, I got this. Yeah. He was pumped. And it was so good to see him. He had to double dip Simone in the finals. But he was determined to win. And I think he shot an 8.92. I think he told me this morning that he shot. And I go, that's pretty impressive for a guy that hasn't played too much in the last year and a half. So he's pumped. He wants to do a pro qualifier and doing pro, but he doesn't finish school till next December. So it'll be interesting to see if he decides to go to Ottawa or not to try and get his pro card. But he talks about it every now and then. And to be honest, he's a lot better than I am if he actually played as much as I do. So that's my bragging with my son. Like he's a good player, and he could be one of the top in Canada for sure if he put his mind to it.
He's from Cannington, so he has to be. He has to be
Yeah, he
good as
has
well,
to
right?
be. Yeah.
So plans for coming up here now. We've got St. John's. Well, actually, no, we've got the interprovincial first. Probably you're gonna be coming down to Waterloo for
I
that.
so I was waiting until after this regional that I was in to see if I would even consider going. I am considering. I'm actually starting to try and look for a partner. So if anybody out there needs a partner, but I haven't quite decided yet if I could do the whole weekend, whether I just go for singles, whether I just go for doubles. I will see. I will see. Like I wasn't planning on doing it, but then after Friday, I was like, yeah, I think I could compete at it. So I'm thinking there's like a 60% chance I'm going to be there for sure. I am going to Newfoundland. I just got to book my flight still, but I am going to Newfoundland for sure. So
Yeah,
that's the plan.
I find it hard. So if anyone who's out there, if you need just a mediocre partner that throws like an eight six
Mediocre.
five,
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
first time
Don't
in a while,
expect
just
me to
throws,
carry. Yeah.
just a measly little 865. But yeah,
Just
but
anybody will do. I just want to have fun.
well, and I think that's the best part about it is that you. And I love your sense of humor because sometimes you can have a little bit of a dry sense of humor on the board. You kind of crack a little bit of something, but you will. I've seen times where you've kind of whispered something to a player, which is what I wish I would have the mics on for those there. But then you see them, you kind of stay stone faced when you say it to them, and they kind of just they'll break down and chuckle, which I think
I
that is the best time on the boards.
Yeah, I usually when they start getting, I'm giving out a secret here, but if they're getting on a roll or getting ahead of me in points, I'll say something kind of dry and humorous to them to try and get them off their game. I don't want other people to hear it, just in case if they don't like the comment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll try and do it every now and then. But I've actually done it to like well Mason. I do it to him every now and then because he's a young kid and he's gotten really good really fast. So I need all the advantages I can get now.
But no,
But
but I think
I don't know if he gets my jokes all the time because there's a bit of an age difference. But unless it's just not working, I'm not too sure.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I've seen a lot of people try and talk to him, and you just kind of you see him give a nod or whatever, right? So it's
Yeah,
the only
yeah,
time I've really seen him talk is when he's been upset with Chris, or he wants Chris to
yeah.
make a
Oh,
shot.
boy, you don't hear half of it. It's funny.
Yeah.
It
Well,
gets it gets funny.
I
It's a
think
father
that's
son thing. I know all about it.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the I think that's and again like we I think when I talk cornhole I say the word fun way too much, but that is what we're having here because it's like as as one of my friends here have said the odd time it's blank your feelings, it's just cornhole,
Yep.
right? It's when at the end of the day we're just throwing bags out here, we're having fun, and I think you bring a lot of fun to that because it's fun to watch you play because you are so competitive there. It's your cornhole is fantastic, but I just think in watching the people from Cannington, I get a little jealous. I think I need to go to Cannington for a league night just to see the fun that you guys do have there. But I think that's what makes you guys one of the top leagues in Ontario.
Yeah, we've been talking about it, and we've heard other people talk about it too. Is it's one of the I think we could put 10 of our best players against 10 of anybody else's best players, and we're like I'm biased here, but I think we're gonna win. So we have a lot of talent in Cannington.
Well, yeah,
They're I've suggested that we should do that every now and then just to have 10 against 10, but it's kind of like socks that Adam does.
yeah.
But yeah, it's like we think we're a good club. So, and
Well,
and
looking back here now, that's just kind of myself right now is we look back to Quebec City, and Cannington took 3 of the 5 singles divisions there
yes,
because someone else who we haven't mentioned here is you've got Maddie Shea there as well.
yes, yeah, she's she's in our club. Like we consider her a member of our club. She doesn't come out as much as she used to. I think they live a little further away. But yeah, obviously, like she's a member of our club, and she's a phenomenal young lady, and like she's really tough to beat. So, and she's another one. She's pretty serious on the boards. She doesn't talk a whole heck of a lot, and she throws them straight. She's a good player. She's one. I don't know what her plans are for next year for if she wants to go pro again because I think she'll be in her last year of high school. But we will see if she wants to go pro, she's going to make it. I'm pretty sure of it.
I have no, because she like this so far this year she does have a second and a first in women's singles. So and then
Yes.
2/3 of your club are making up. Well, your club's making up 2/3 of the team going to Croatia as well with Mason and Maddie
Yep.
heading there for Team Canada. So I think you guys are set up pretty well there in Cannington. So it's but then that also makes it better for you because you're playing some of the top players to kind of keep a little sharper.
Yeah. When we're playing against each other all the time, we have a rivalry. Like we all want to beat each other, and it just makes us all better. But during our local nights, we're having a lot of fun out there in Cannington. We got a wide range of players, for all from new ones coming out to us seasoned vets. So it's a lot of fun. We all play together. We don't have separate divisions. It's pretty good. We only have separate divisions during the bracket. So.
Yeah. I think that's almost the best way to do it is just kind of let everyone play against each other, and then once the bracket, once you go into a bracket, then you kind of break off. But it's
Yeah.
that way you do get the chance to play against some of the better players because that's what I've always found. Some players kind of get stuck in that little bit of a rut, saying I'm only this division, and they never take that chance of stepping up. Or when you play rounders like that in a league night, you kind of force those players to step up, and you're a little better than what you say you are.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, when I first started playing, I was in the social division, obviously, and I kept on looking over at the other players and going, "I'm going to play against. I think I can compete against them." And when you finally get the opportunity and you figure out that you can compete against them, you just want to compete against them more and more and more. So it's I think it's a good idea having everybody playing with everybody, and then depending on how good you do, you split off into the two different divisions.
yeah. So then to give you guys in Cannington a little bit of a plug, where can people find you when you guys play? What league night and where are you guys at?
That's Cannington Cornhole. We have a Facebook page, Cannington Cornhole League, and it's right in Cannington. We play Thursday nights. Doors open at 6:30, and the bags start to be thrown at 7:00. $15 to play, and you're guaranteed at least 6 games.
I think that's the other good way to do it around too, is because you get 6 games.
Yeah.
Like we had, and you're starting at 7. You're usually, if you're like KW here, you're usually out a little, 10:30 or whatever. If you want to stay, some of us could leave probably by about 8:30 when we're done. But it's it's an easy, cheaper night out is what I'm like. There's no other place you're gonna get a night out with having fun with friends for that cheap.
Yeah, it's a very cheap night out. $15. What can you do for $15 anymore? Only time it gets expensive is if you go to the bar too often. That's the only time.
Yeah, especially when you get put out a little earlier.
Put out early. Yeah.
That's, I've never had that.
No. No, we all make it to the finals every single. That's why we're there so late. That's what we tell the wives when we come home so late.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, we're in the finals again.
Yeah. But I want to thank you for doing this here. It sucks I'm not going to be able to see you here in KW because I have to. I have other commitments now down the States, getting called up to the show. So, but I can't wait to see you in St. John's on the boards, and I know that you will be making a couple appearances on the broadcast court because you're always there at the end. So it's
I plan to be there at the end. So I haven't gotten one of those big plaques yet. I want a big plaque. So I'm getting hungry for one.
I think it's coming
I,
pretty soon.
I think I think I'm right there. I've been close 3 times now, and I think I'm due. I'm due for a plaque. I'm heading for a plaque.
Well, I hope. Like I said, I hope that's in St. John's, and so I'm really hoping. Well, I can't wait to see you in St. John's, to see you in person again, because it's been 9.5 weeks that we haven't
Yes.
seen you on. I haven't seen you on anything. So wait for that, dear. I want to thank you again for doing this here, taking this time to talk, and letting people get a little more about the quiet guy at the cornhole tournament. You always think
Quiet
he's the quiet
guy.
He talks. Once you get to know him, he talks.
I
But,
talk. Yep. Yeah, I talk. No, I appreciate this. This was a lot of fun, Doug. Anytime.
Well, you were one of my bucket list guests from the players here in Canada, so that's another one I get to check off. So I really want to thank you for doing this here. When I come back, now I'll start back doing these here recorded talks, but we'll have you on again after you win a plaque in St. John's. How about that?
Okay, that sounds like a plan. I'll see if I can keep my end of the bargain up.
I think there's a good chance of that.
Okay, that's good. If I have your backing.
I'll give you a couple hints on beating Dion.
Okay.
We'll do that off air.
We'll do that, yeah, because I'll forget it if you tell me now.
Yeah. Thanks again for doing this here, and we'll be talking soon.
All right, thank you very much, Doug. Have a good day.
You too.
All right.
How was that? The guy, like, he's taken 9.5 weeks off, and he comes back to him like that. That's just he's just an amazing guy. And glad you got to hear a bit more about him. I want to have him back on, do a little bit more of a talk with Chris, because he's just if you see him at a tournament, just go. He's very approachable. Just go and just have a talk with him. Like I said, he looks like the quiet type, but he's not. He's fun, and it's great that we get to see possible another Shier come along. We may have to wait a year or two, but to see another Shier coming along, to see Dan on the national stage, because just the confidence to say, hey, you know what? After game one, I'm gonna take this down, and to play Simone Davidek in the tier 2 finals. Because Simone is another quiet beast on the boards, right? She just sneaks up on you. Not your house sometimes, but she just sneaks up on you. She is another one of the fun. I got to have her and Scooter on the show. I think I need to do that. So yeah, but anyway, that was my talk with Chris Shier. If you are driving just west of Toronto, go and check out Cannington Cornhole. Nyan and those. They've got such amazing people. Whenever I've met anyone from Cannington, not a bad person in that club. You have got to go and check them out. And yeah, so that's enough rambling from me for this week, because I got some more stuff that's going to be coming out, like I said earlier there. But no, I want to thank you all for watching, because what you guys just kind of giving me the views and the comments about great stuff or whatever. It's fun. It keeps me going. Just remember to like, share, subscribe if you're on Facebook. If you want to throw a couple pennies over on the YouTube side, making sure you're giving that a thumbs up. Share over on the YouTube side. You can subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe on the YouTube side, but just give a thumbs up, subscribe. Thank you all for doing this here, and of course, can't do it without the lovely people that are. Gotta go this way. Scrolling across that way. JC Cornhole, give Jamie a shout. He will get you some boards. Just a fantastic guy. And it's Masters Week. So remember, we're putting some stuff out that he's not only a great cornhole player, he also plays golf. And you've seen that his dad was the first to ever skip a ball across the water hole at Augusta there. Don't believe me, there's a video coming out later on here. And then East Coast Cornhole. I got to say, I get messages from Graham every day on new stuff that could be coming out. And oh my gosh. I'm going to tell you right now, when you guys all get to Newfoundland, you're just going to be saying, hey, you want? Take my debit card, take my credit card, take everything. I want it all, because there's going to be some fantastic gear, solely for the St. John's event coming out that you are going to want to watch. Possibly have a chance to win some stuff here beforehand. We'll talk about that. We've got a little about a month and a half, but there's some stuff you're going to want to see and you're going to want to have. I already want to have it. So yeah, so check out East Coast Cornhole. Give Graham and TJ a like, share, and subscribe over to their. Not they don't have to subscribe. Follow, share, like all of their stuff over on the Facebook page. Make sure you're on the Facebook page, not the other regular account. They do have the Facebook page, which is we need to get that number up. They're only like the 300-400 people. That needs to get higher. So go over, give them a follow and a share, as well as Corn Dudes, because like I say it all the time, but if once people step into the Corn Dudes, they don't want to wear any other shoes. So just go over and give Pierre a share and a follow and a like and everything over on Facebook side as well. Send him a message saying you need a pair. Pierre will hook you up with some of the best shoes in cornhole, because remember, hay is for horses, corn is for corn dudes. Well, cornhole, so get your Corn Dudes. Easy for me to say. Then to some of the best bags in the business, and I cannot wait another month and a half, and I get to, another 2 weeks, and I get to see some of the fabulous people, including I'll get to hang out with the COO of Titan, Mr. Bruce Hawkins. Get to check out Bruce, and I'll get to see Candy, and of course that other guy that talks about Titan in West Georgia. I think the voice something or other. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, check out titanbags.com. Go and get yourself a set of Devastators, Darts, Hellbenders, whatever you want. And they got Pop Dart stuff there now too. So go check them out over, that's on the West Georgia side, so check them out. And yeah, that's it. And of course, a shout to the voice guy, Donnie. He helps me out tremendously back in behind the scenes with all this here stuff going. I cannot wait. We talked about it. We have actually never made content. We've only talked, had a picture with each other. We've never actually did content videos. So we've got some stuff planned for Cleveland there, so watch out for that. We're going to have some fun. But other than that there, just keep continuing to be nice to each other. Don't worry about payouts. Just go and have, like I said, when I talk about cornhole, I say this word too much. It's a small word, but it means a lot. Go and have fun. That's all you need to do. It's a fun game. Have fun with friends, whatever. Enemy, I don't care. Just go and have some fun. That's all you need to do. See you Saturday night. Come for the live. We have fun.